Let's just stop for a second. Put the phone down. Don't look at the notifications. Just listen to the quiet in the room around you. You feel it, don't you? It's that subtle, heavy pressure right in the center of your chest. It's that creeping late night suspicion that despite being the most digitally connected generation in human history, we have actually never been more profoundly isolated. We are surrounded by millions of voices through glass screens, yet we are utterly alone in our own heads. If you are young, watching this right now, I know what you're looking at. You're looking at a world that feels like it's breaking apart before you've even been given your turn to build it. You're drowning in an ocean of noise, chasing invisible metrics, desperately trying to prove your worth to an anonymous audience that doesn't care. You feel like you are running a race where the finish line keeps moving, leaving you feeling completely lost, tired, and invisible before your life has even truly begun. And if you are older, if you've been walking this earth for 60, 70, or 80 years, I see you too. You are watching this hyper-accelerated, fast-forward world sprint past you at a speed that feels unrecognizable. You feel like a relic from a time that people want to forget. You are parked on the sidelines, carrying a lifetime of scars, victories, heartbreaks, and deep stories inside you. Yet, you sit there feeling like nobody has the patience, the time, or the decency to sit down and just listen anymore. You feel forgotten, used up, and put away. So here's the terrifying truth of our modern landscape. We have created a society where the young have a future but no compass, and the elders have a compass but feel they have no future. We are all trapped in the exact same loop. We sit in our separate corners staring into the cold blue glow of our screens, waiting for an artificial algorithm to serve us a piece of content that will finally tell us how to feel, who to be, or how to find a fleeting moment of peace. We are letting lines of code written in Silicon Valley dictate the rhythm of our hearts. But the screen is lying to us. The digital world hasn't saved us. It has fractured us. It has cut the threads that used to tie us together. Tonight we aren't talking about tech. We aren't talking about social media updates or political talking points. We are going to look beneath the noise. We are going to unearth a different kind of code. An ancient code that has been buried under layers of corporate static. I'm talking about a golden thread. The oldest, most powerful, and completely forgotten algorithm of human survival and hope. It's the algorithm that happens when the raw energy of youth finally collides with the quiet wisdom of age. It's a golden infection, and it's time we let it spread. So if you have a few minutes, let's just sit down together, clear the noise, and think out loud. To find a way out of the dark, we have to be willing to look at how dark it actually is. We have to talk about the silence. There is a specific kind of quiet that lives in a house where someone has outlived all their friends. It's the sound of a clock ticking in an empty kitchen. A phone that only rings when a telemarketer is on the other end. and a calendar with nothing written on it for months. It's the crushing weight of knowing you have a chest full of gold, a lifetime of lessons, mistakes avoided, love given, and grief survived. But there is absolutely no one to hand it down to. You become a ghost before your heart even stops beating. You watch the world outside change its fashion, its language, its streets, until you look in the mirror and realize you become a stranger in the very world you helped build. It's a sorrow of being completely obsolete. And right across town, in a small room lit only by the blue glare of a laptop, a 20-year-old is sitting on the edge of their bed at 3 a.m. They are staring at the screen that tells them they aren't rich enough, look good enough, or do enough. They are looking at a future that feels like a burning house. Climate anxiety, economic collapse, war on the news, and an endless pressure to perform a perfect life for people they don't even like. They feel an absolute paralyzing lack of gravity. No anchor, no deep roots, just a terrifying floating sensation that they are drifting into a void entirely on their own. Do you see the tragedy of this setup? We have engineered a world that has systematically severed the thread between these two rooms. We have built walls of technology that keep the young and the old completely blind to each other's existence. We tell the young that history doesn't matter, that anything older than a week is irrelevant, and that they should only listen to 20-something influencers who are just as lost as they are. And we tell the old that their time has passed, that they can't understand the modern world, and that they should just quietly fade into the background. It is a double-sided exile. The young are starving for a compass, starving for someone to look them in the eye and said, "I have seen the world shake before, and I promise you, the sun will rise tomorrow." And the old are starving for purpose, starving for a reason to wake up and share the fire they've kept burning inside for decades. Instead, we have this vast, echoing middle ground filled with loneliness. We have two generations sitting in the dark, both feeling completely worthless, while holding the exact pieces needed to mend each other's broken hearts. The old are dying of neglect, and the young are dying of anxiety. It is the great unaddressed tragedy of our time. We are starving at a banquet of human connection because we've been told to eat through a glass screen. But here's the thing about a thread that has been broken. It can always be knotted back together. So how do we fix it? How do we rebuild a bridge over a chasm that society spent decades digging? We don't wait for a government program. We don't wait for a new app or a tech billionaire to solve it. We do it through what I call the golden infection. We introduce the fire of youth to the iron of age, and we let them contaminate each other with life. Think about what happens when you break the code of isolation. Imagine an 18-year-old boy paralyzed by anxiety, sitting across a table from an 80-year-old man who lived through scarcity, who buried his soulmate, and who survived the collapse of the old world. When that young man says, "I don't think I can make it," and that old man looks him dead in the eye, grabs his wrist with a wrinkled hand and says, "Look at me. I was where you are. The world shook, the lights went out, but I am still standing, and you will stand too." In that exact fraction of a second, the screen loses all its power. The digital noise evaporates. That young man isn't floating in the void anymore. He has just been handed an anchor. He has been grafted back onto the ancient tree of human endurance. He realizes he doesn't have to invent the wheel, he just has to carry the torch. But it's a two-way street. Look at what happens to the elder in that room. The moment they realize their stories aren't dust, the moment they see a young person genuinely leaning in, starving for their guidance, something miraculous wakes up inside of them. The physical pain of aging takes a backseat to the electric current of purpose. They aren't an obsolete relic anymore. They are a tribal leader, a tribal elder. They are the supreme architect of a lineage that must not die. Their life isn't wrapping up, it is being passed on. That is the golden infection. It's a vitality that spreads backwards and forwards through time simultaneously. This is the algorithm that Silicon Valley tried to make us forget. It's a code written in our DNA. Youth provides the velocity, but age provides the direction. One cannot survive without the other. When you combine the raw, unbridled energy of the young with the unshakable, battle-tested perspectives of the old, you create something absolutely invincible. So here is my challenge to everyone watching this tonight. If you are young and you feel lost, stop looking at influencers who are just as confused as you are. Go find an elder, find a grandparent, a neighbor, a stranger in a community center. Go to them with humility and ask them how they survived. And if you are older and feel sidelined, don't wait for them to knock on your door. Step out. Look at the young people around you, not with judgment or criticism, but with the fierce, protective eyes of a guardian. They are drowning, and you are holding the lifeline. Let's disrupt the system by doing the most radical thing possible in a digital world. Let's look each other in the eye, tell the truth, and refuse to let the thread break. At the end of the day, the world out there is going to keep spinning fast. The screens will keep glowing, the algorithms will keep pushing for your attention, and the noise will try to convince you that you are entirely on your own. But you know better now. Whether you are standing at the very beginning of your journey or you are looking back at a long road traveled, remember that your piece of the puzzle only makes sense when it's connected to someone else's. We don't heal in isolation, we heal together. So turn off the screen, step outside the matrix, find your anchor or become one for someone else. Keep the lineage alive. Thanks for sitting with me tonight. As always, just some thoughts out loud. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. Goodbye for now.